Hey folks, Jay Barino here, welcome back, starting a new custom campaign showcase for Warcraft 3. This is a Warcraft 2 remake. You may recall, many years ago, I played a Warcraft 1 remake created by Lord Paranold II. This is the Warcraft 2 remake created by Lord Paranold II. Now to preface, this is playable up until version 1.28 of the game, therefore it does not have widescreen support, unfortunately. That kinda made me rethink if I wanted to showcase this on the channel. I really don't like getting stuck with 4:3 aspect ratio, but I've been given some good recommendations of this project. I've been wanting to play it, so let's not let that stop us. The Warcraft 1 remake I thought was very well done. Lord Paranold II did a really, really good job at recapturing the feeling of playing Warcraft 1, for sure. When I played it, I played this hard mode, which was very hard. It was very, very difficult. It tilted the crap out of me. I thought the creative liberties that were taken in it were very good and, in some cases, outlandish. So, combined, it made it for a very difficult but still fun experience. Now, this version of Warcraft 2 has an enhanced mode, which is not a hard difficulty. It's just, here's some creative liberties, but it's not intended to make the game abnormally difficult or anything like that. So one thing I do know, again, based on the Warcraft 1 remake, is that Lord Paranold II does a really good job, again, at just recapturing that feeling of the original game. So, without further ado, let's get started. The story so far. Look at that. Look at that loading screen. The human campaign was created and released first for this remake project, so I'm going to play that first. The human campaign in Warcraft 2 is, like, mostly sort of canon for the Warcraft 2 story. But again, in my opinion, it doesn't really matter what order we play these in.
The once mighty army of Azeroth lay among the blackened and charred remains of Stormwind Keep. Those that escaped fled across the Great Sea, bringing tales of the suffering they had faced at the hands of the Orcish hordes. Eager to engage in battle once again, the Orcs constructed ships of war to bear them across the Great Sea. The Orcish warriors yearned for the sounds of battle to fill the air and looked to the far horizon for new blood to spill. Using the weapons forged by their new allies, the humans made haste to prepare for the onslaught. While dwarven cannon were being loaded, others armed themselves with elven steel and mail. United in arms with new allies against a common foe, mankind stands at the shores of destiny and awaits the coming of the Tides of Darkness.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the music. That was a well-made cinematic. By the way, let me just say this right from the beginning. This is a remake of Tides of Darkness, not Beyond the Dark Portal. For some reason, anytime I start any game, everyone's like, when are you going to play the expansion? Before I even get through the first video of the original game. So I guess I'll just say it now. There's no Beyond the Dark Portal version of this remake, but we will be playing both Tides of Darkness campaigns. The Shores of Lordaeron. Let's go. Let's go. Look at this crazy map. Look at all these locations. How exciting. Yeah, so we're going to be playing on Enhanced. The other interesting thing is this does use bank data in that you can only play the Enhanced mode of future missions if you beat the Enhanced mode of all of the previous missions leading up to it. So we'll go Enhanced.
Due to your position as regional commander of the Southern Defense Forces, Lord Terenas commands that you raise an outpost in the Hillsbrad foothills. It is rumored that Orcish marauders have been raiding coastal towns in the area, but whether these attacks are part of a greater horde offensive is as yet unknown. Your outpost is to provide food and information for Alliance troops, and as such, should be a community consisting of at least 4 farms. You must also construct a barracks in order to safeguard the Hillsbrad operation.
That's cool how there's little cinematics that go with those opening narrations. In the original game, it was just like scrolling text, right? Over a briefing screen. All right, here we are.
Yes, my lord.
Town Hall. So there's a few things that I can talk about regarding this project. Welcome to Enhanced Mode. Every enhanced map will feature a sub-faction with its strengths and weaknesses. Check the right side of the mission objective tab to have a clue on their updated custom tech trees and units map after map. Well, let's get another peasant, and then we're gonna need a farm. So the economy, I know, was not created exactly. I know that the oil system was recreated to some extent. Apparently it's not perfect, but it is a decent recreation of how oil is supposed to work. In terms of gold, in the original game, I think similar to Warcraft 1, you can have like an unlimited number of peasants on the gold mines. Now, the gold mines in Warcraft 1 and 2, for that matter, are pretty slim pickings. You return like 100 gold per. Get away from there, you jerk. Ooh, a new intel file has been unlocked. We'll read all of that stuff. It's pretty slim picking, so it's like, while you could just slam in like 1 billion peasants on one gold mine, at least in the original, you really couldn't afford it. It wasn't really worth it because, again, the amount you spent on peasants just to saturate it didn't really make sense. Anyway, let's get a dude on lumber, and I guess let's take our footmen and start looking around. These first missions are just like, here's how you build, here's some pre-placed random orcs, it's gonna be fine. No HP bars visible, but I think that's fine. It wasn't like that in the original game. Again, Lord Paranola II, I believe, just tries to do their best to recreate how the original games felt. But similar to like the road system in the first game, there's no way to reliably recreate that in something like Warcraft 3, but basically where it can be recreated, it's been recreated, and I appreciate that. Let's go for this guy. You can see combat just happens a lot faster. Not as fast as Warcraft 1, but it still does happen quite fast. Let's get some more farms. What would you need? 4 farms? Okay, let's check this. Your first task as regional commander starts here in the Hillsbrad region. The orcs are already patrolling the territory, and for the safety of your activity, you'll need to build a barracks together with at least 4 farms in order to mobilize your troops and stage an investigation about their number and a potential base of operations. Azerothian working class, skillful in Stormwindian related masonry. So our sub-faction right now are the refugees from Stormwind that have fled north into Lordaeron. Build Azeroth structures. Build structures from the inside. So that means the workers like hidden inside, similar to like orcs from Warcraft 3. Has 10 HP more than its equivalents. Ooh la la, 10 HP. Upgradable attack up to level 2. Upgradable defense to level 2. Can learn defend. Pure-blooded Azerothian warrior. Average stamina, armor, speed, and damage. So again, this is like a separate sub-faction with strengths and weaknesses, and the orcs are going to have their clans as well, but we're not going to get to that for a while. Right? Azeroth Division. Black Rock Grunt can learn demolition. Telkar armor can also attack ships. Black Rock Grunts specialize in sieges. Their attacks cannot be upgraded, but their weapons are big enough to be able to damage ships. Can learn demolition, which passively deals double damage to structures. Their armor can benefit from a special upgrade to reduce damage taken from spells and magic attacks. What I like about this is it's going to keep these campaigns fresh. I think the issue with a lot of older real-time strategy games is by the time you get about halfway through them, they start to get really repetitive and kind of boring. And it's just like eventually, okay, you get to the next level of tech, and that's literally all you build. Whereas here it seems like each sub-faction is going to have, again, a specific weakness and strength that we're going to want to focus on. Which is neat. So like when we play as the Blackrock Orcs, we don't need to make artillery per se, we can just make a lot of normal footmen units, grunts, and it'll be great. Alright, why don't you guys, I guess, long distance mine. I'm not going to build another town hall. Let's go ahead and build a barracks, and then we need one more farm, which I assume we have enough to to afford. I've played Warcraft 2. I've played Tides of Darkness, the original version, way back in the day. But I don't remember. I don't have, like, the costs of units and stuff internalized. And some of that might be changed because of the sub-factions. I'm sure there's going to be some economic-related stuff for some of these folks. At least in Warcraft 2, you can build new town halls. Well, not here. We can't on this mission. But in Warcraft 1, you couldn't, and you could only long-distance mine, which was just crazy at times. Okay, well, would you look at that? That's mission 1, a 10.5-minute video. I'm fine with that. Look, we're not in a super-duper rush. I'm really excited about the sub-factions. The one thing that scared me a little bit is I saw Defend. One of the things from Warcraft 1, I guess I can talk a little bit about this because it's been a shorter video, and I don't know if Lord Paranoldal will be watching or wants to talk about the choices for enhanced mode, etc., etc. You can check out the download page. But the one major thing I remember from the first remake was on hard difficulty, you got special abilities on units as you completed optional objectives. So it was like enhanced mode and also hard difficulty. So it was harder, and then you could get this cool stuff. I really wanted to see the cool stuff, so I sort of subjected myself to hard difficulty, and it was a nightmare at times. But one of the things was the Footman getting Defend completely changed the balance of the early and mid games, because getting Defend, or at least the way it was balanced in that remake, it was a unique special ability for the remake. It didn't exist in the original Warcraft, and you'll know from the original Warcraft that those tier 1.5 ranged, orc spearmen or crossbowmen were super duper strong. And you can almost completely nullify them with Footman with Defend. It just completely changed the balance of the game, like, fundamentally. So it wasn't just like a cool little creative liberty option. It just, like, completely changed the way the game was played when you were playing against Footman with Defend. I had access to Defend as well when I was playing as humans. Anyway, when I see the Azerothian troops here eventually get access to Defend, it does scare me a little that we might be going down that same path. But again, it's not technically hard difficulty. So if the AI isn't balanced in a way to be nightmarish, then even if there's things that create wacky balance issues, I'll say, perhaps the impact won't be felt in such a negative way. It'll just be a different way to approach the game, which I look forward to. Again, I think the Warcraft 1 remake was really cool. I'd encourage you to check it out. There was just some things that drove me a little crazy at times, but overall, I thought it was really effectively done. I've heard good things about this one, so I'm looking forward to continuing it. All right, thanks everyone for watching. You can check out the download link in the description if you'd like to download and play this for yourself. It can only be played on version 1.28 or prior. I think the recommended range is 1.24 to 1.28. You can download any old version of the game. There's on Hive Workshop, you can get the files for any old version. If you have a CD key, which you can get through your Battle.net account online, you have a classic CD key. You can use that to activate any older version of the game. I have multiple versions of Warcraft 3 on my machine. They all use the same CD key. That's how I play this. I don't know how many more times I can explain it, but people will continue to ask me and send me direct messages. Please, God, stop private messaging me or joining my server and pinging everybody asking how to do this stuff. I just stop, please. I beg of you. Okay, I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.